Hello everyone, I'm going to do a little bit of a redo of a video that I have done before. This is my Olympus OM-1. If you've been a subscriber to this channel for a while, you'll know that I did do a video about this in the past. But there was a bit of a problem with the sound on it. It was crap, and the backing kind of soundtrack I put on there was a bit loud, so you couldn't really hear an awful lot of what I was saying. There was a few comments on it about how there was a bit of difficulty in hearing what I was talking about on there. So I thought, I've got a mic now, it's been a while, maybe I'll do a redo of this video and we'll take a look at my Olympus OM-1 a little bit closer. As usual with all these kind of videos, this is nothing like a review. I'm not going to tell you this is a good camera, I'm not going to tell you this is a bad camera. I'm not going to give you really much of my impressions on this camera either. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you its basic functions. I mean, it's a 35mm SLR, so they all work the same, really, don't they? It's got a few quirks that are slightly different to other SLRs of the time, but yeah, I'm not going to get into the big specifics of it. If you want that kind of specifics, I'm not the channel that you really need to be looking at. But yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a closer look. I'm going to show you some of the photos that I've taken with it as well, and we'll go from there. Okay everybody, here it is. This is my Olympus OM-1. I've taken off the strap so that I can grab this a little bit easier, but here are the lug holder bits for it here. That's Olympus across the front of the prism by there. Yeah, as I've said just then, it's pretty much what you'd expect from a 35mm SLR, and certainly one of the era. One thing that's useful to point out about the Olympus OM-1 is that it is much smaller than other SLRs that came out around about the same time. It's not massively smaller. It feels smaller in your hand though when compared to, let me think, what else was around about the time? You're thinking like Nikon F2, I would imagine, which is a big chunky beast. So yeah, this is quite a bit smaller. Just show you the top plate by here. Pretty standard kind of top plate, as you'd expect from any kind of 35mm camera. We got film advance lever by there. This is where you set your ISO by there. Shutter button by there. I won't press it because this has a roll of film in it, and I don't really want to be firing off and taking a picture of, of my ceiling is what I'd be photographing if I did that. Frame counter by here. Here's the little button that you depress so that you can switch around the ISO selection dial there. This turns the light meter on and off. The light meter is one of those sort of affairs with a little sort of lever thing that goes up and down and tells you whether you're over or under, that kind of thing, as opposed to blinking lights or anything like that. And obviously you've got the little knob here for rewinding your film, or pop it up and you open the back of the camera up. Here's the back. My one was in a little bit of a bad state when I bought it, so I bought like some quite nice navy blue leatherette kind of stuff to put over it, so yeah, it gives it a nice look to it. It is a little bit bashed now, but I mean, I've had this camera years and I use it very, very regularly, so that would be why. I wonder if you can actually see through that. Nah, it's a little bit too close for the camera to make out, unfortunately, but yeah, it's a relatively bright viewfinder. It's not the brightest of SLRs that I have used, if I am very, very honest with you, but it is nice. It is nice to use, and it's never caused me a problem. As you can see, my top plate has a big old dent in the top by there. That was on the camera when I bought it, which is probably why I got a decent deal, because I mean, aesthetically, if that bothers you, it bothers you, but it didn't bother me at all. It looks relatively clean, doesn't it? It's just that. This little screw bit by here, as you can see, does not have a hot shoe attached to it. I've got a little hot shoe attachment thing that you can screw into there, and then you've got one, but I don't shoot flash, so it's completely redundant for me. this is the bit that I think is quite interesting about the Olympus OM-1, I mean the OM lineup in particular. So shutter speed, you select on the bottom of the lens by here. So there you go, by there. Standard kind of thing. Aperture, you can select on the ring by there. Nice clicky aperture, nice smooth motion on the focus by there. But yeah, selection for shutter is by there rather than up on the top by here. I find it very intuitive. After a while, you do get used to it, and it's very, very quick and easy to use and really good for street shooting. That's my opinion anyway. Yeah, so I really like that about it. The lenses are very nice. The OM Zyko lens are very nice. This is the 50mm 1.8 that I have on here. I've got two versions of this for some reason. I think one came on another camera that I just bought secondhand from a charity shop, just happened to have one on there as well. Also got this, which is a 28mm 2.8. Both lovely pieces of glass. Really nice to shoot with. 50 is pretty much all I ever shoot. I do shoot a 28 now and again, but 50 is pretty much my standard go-to on shooting anything, really. I mean, even when you think my medium format work, most of it is on 50mm equivalent on those. I do also have a 135mm prime, which is very, very nice. It's an f3.5. I do use it very, very infrequently though, just purely because that is, I mean, it's a headshot portrait lens kind of thing, really, isn't it? And if you've seen my work, I don't tend to shoot many headshot portraits, really. It can though. I do have an adapter that I have adapted these lenses to a digital camera on micro four thirds kind of stuff. So the old Olympus AM5 that I've got, these work very nicely. It doubles their distance. The 50 becomes essentially a 100mm, and that 135 becomes a very, very long prime zoom lens. Yeah, which is interesting to use. Obviously they're manual focus though, so if you're shooting something super long distance away, and you're going to miss focus, basically. Bottom of the camera, standard thread mount, and here is where you can chuck in the pretty standard button battery for the light meter. Obviously it's one of those light meters which are designed to be used by batteries that don't exist anymore because they're bad for the environment. This one hasn't been adapted for modern batteries. To be frank, I mostly shoot SUNY 16 anyway. The light meter is there more of a guide for myself rather than anything else. So it hasn't bothered me, but you can get these adapted to work with modern batteries. So you can get that done. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is my Olympus OM-1. I mean, it's a nice camera and I really, really like it, let me know what you think in the comments. Have you got one? What do you think about it? I like the lenses very much as well, but yeah. So hopefully that was informative and that you enjoyed that. If you'd like me to do any more kind of videos like this, then please leave a comment below. Behind the camera over there, I've got quite a large selection of cameras in a display case. I don't use them all on a regular basis. I have shot film through at least 99% of them have at least had a roll of film shot through them. Some of them don't work, but they're still just nice pieces, so they're up there. If you want to see me do more of this kind of thing, then let me know below. Other than that, like and subscribe should be around here somewhere. Until next time, thanks for watching and bye bye.